Hello and welcome to the video, guys. We're going to be looking at the Covenanter. I've always pronounced this tank as the Covenanter, but the Covenanter, guys, I've been pronouncing it correctly for a while now, and it's still throwing me off every time. But in any case, we're going to be looking at this vehicle today, guys, and we're going to be on Cliff. So this was a really good game. It's been probably 4 or 5 days since I saved it, so bear with me. I don't remember the entire game, but I remember I want to say it was over 2,000 damage in this battle. We were lucky to actually get one hit there, a high roll into the Panzer T25, or maybe it was 2 really low rolls, however this is working, but no, it's 60 HP a shot, which is actually more than I thought. And yeah, we're able to get one into him there. We miss all those, but on Cliff, what I like to do, guys, I've told you about this position. I like to come to the, I believe it's the very corner of the F3 square, or the other side of G3 here, like the very edge of these two squares on the map. And in this area, what you can do is pretty much stay hidden from this area of the map. You can poke out people in this area and light them, keep them lit, but really the main reason why I like to take this position on Cliff is because you get a lot of side shots on people that are going to try and press in this area here on the map, and it's very effective. In the Covenanter, you only have 400 meters of effective view range, so we're able to smack the Panzer T25 there. He made a very big mistake. And yeah, we are poking on this guy quite a bit throughout the game. Well, I should say throughout the next couple of minutes, because I believe he dies soon. But you're able to do that with the bushes here. Again, with the Covenanter, maybe not the easiest shots going this way, because you're not going to be able to like pen someone on the hill or even hit them, because again, 400 meter max damage range or gun range or whatever you want to call it, you can't shoot past it. So even the KV-1, it's like questionable if I can shoot this guy, right? Because he's right on that red line. So just keep this in mind with this vehicle, guys, and also the looks at tier 4 and the Leopard at tier 5. These guns, you know, you can only shoot so far with them. I believe the Crusader is the same, the Cruiser at tier 4. And I want to say maybe even at the tier 3. I don't play tier 3 anymore, but I believe the British tier 3 is the same thing. So we're trying to take some shots at this KV-1 here. I'm loading a lot of APCRs. Keep this in mind, guys, because with this vehicle, the APs are not very good for really penning anything at 86 millimeters of penetration. So at this range, if you're going to be penning something, you're going to want the APCRs because they are doing 112. Though at this distance, you know how with long distance shots and the APCRs, you do lose a good amount of pen over distance. So at this range, yeah, you know, it's going to be a little difficult unless we can get a side plate like this on the P26. So we're able to smack a couple shots into the A20 as he's running away. And one more thing to note about this position, guys, is it's not going to look like this every single time. Sometimes you will get pressed here by people in this area, like the Panzer T25 is doing now. However, with the Covenanter, what I'm able to do is put a lot of shots into this guy. He kind of rams me here, and then I get some assistance from the ELC or someone else over here. It was the ELC, and he's able to help me out. But watch what happens now, and this is very rare. It's very difficult to poke this, but somehow it worked. For me in this game, I wouldn't recommend doing this in a higher tier game, but it somehow worked in this game because look, we had a Matilda come around the corner, we had a Leo come around the corner, and you just won't see this kind of thing happening at higher tier games, guys. This is you know, kind of just a low tier, people YOLOing in type thing that, at least in my opinion, unless you play on EU, I don't play on EU. Maybe they do this on EU at higher tiers, but this is very uncommon to see this kind of play on the NA server at higher tiers, right? But we're playing a tier 4-5 game. You know, it's a load of fun, man. I highly recommend that you guys check out this vehicle, but also play this tier from time to time. You can call it seal clubbing, you can call it whatever you want, but I'm telling you, it's very nice to just play the game without being, you know, overly worried about toxic players or about performing really well or anything like that, just get in a tank and play it and enjoy it. Maybe some people can do that at the higher tiers. I find it difficult to really enjoy myself every game when I'm playing at those competitive tier levels 8, 9, 10, right? Arguably 10 would be the most competitive, but I do find that people get very competitive once it gets to about tier 8 guys and above. So we're still trying to take shots at the Matilda here. And again, just to close on getting YOLO'd here, it's very, very possible to get YOLO'd in this position. It's happened to me many times, and it could happen to you. I'm not saying that this position will work every time, but in my opinion, and in my experience, it's worked more times than not. A20 gets lit here. We're only able to get 2 into him, and we've shot a lot of rounds this game, guys. We're really, you know, going to lose a lot of coin. But in my opinion, again, it's worth it to shoot the APCRs and be able to pen stuff. On the A20, we didn't have to shoot the APCRs there. Switch to the APs. My advice is you switch to the APs when you don't need the APCRs, and just keep the APCRs loaded in this tank, man. Because the pen, like if this thing had any more pen, it would be OP as all heck. So there's no reason why they need to make it have more penetration. But like even for the side of the Matilda, the APs would be somewhat questionable, right? 86 millimeters of penetration, and if you get some low rolls on that pen, like you'd be amazed, man. You'd think 86 millimeters of pen would be sufficient, but I'm telling you, like, it's just not, man. It's too low to consistently pen vehicles with any kind of armor, even at tier 4 and 5. And you know the Matilda has decent armor, so it's just something to keep in mind, guys. You're going to lose a lot of coin if you're shooting the pay-to-win rounds, right? But A20 is going to make another kind of dumb play here. We're able to actually pen every single one of those shots. Maybe only 3, actually. I think 3. 187. So we missed 1. If we got the 4th there, he would have been eliminated from this game. And look at this game, guys. It's still very, very close. We're at 1749 damage, 329 assists. It's me and the AMX. You'll see he seems like a pretty good player. And the Panzer SFL in the back, as well as the LEF player, John from Thugs Clan. Seems like a pretty good player as well. So we have some good players here. I'm pretty confident we should be able to win this. When I'm in this vehicle, I'm very confident. And you're going to see where this vehicle is working very, very well in a moment here. When the Stug comes up to try and face me, we are going to absolutely annihilate this guy and send him back to the garage. And it's just incredible what this vehicle can do at tier 5, guys. I'm telling you, it's, to me, if you can pen all your shots, it's a very OP tank. The view range is not that good. The mobility is not great. There's a few other things with this tank that are a little quirky, yes, but the gun is an absolute beast. It's an absolute monster at tier 5. The burst damage is just wild and incredible, and again, I highly recommend that you check this vehicle out. So here comes the Stug. Again, this is a pretty good player we're seeing right here. He tries to go after the ELC. We're going to smack this guy for, it looks like we got all 4 into him for 249. And now he believes that I'm on reload. He's going to try and YOLO me before I finish reloading. And we're able to smack him again and clean him up. Just like that, guys, within 10 seconds or so, we eliminated a full HP Stug from the game. And I said in the chat, this thing is so OP, dude, FFS, because it's, to me, man, just insane. Like, I'm telling you, the gun, guys, is just such a pleasure. Like, when you get these tanks that are soft that you can pen and you're just pom-pomming the crap, because that's what this gun is called. You're pom-pomming the crap out of these people, man. It's hilarious, right? So A20 is here, not a terrible position for him, trying to spot like the LEF and stuff, but I'm able to clean him up there, and 3 of those shots either missed, didn't pen, whatever, and the 4th one penned. And that's what I mean, like, even if 3 shots don't go in and you have someone who's a 1-shot to you, you're able to clean them up. But I pay the price for this game going my way. and end up getting penned by Artie here for 200 and whatever in the face, and that's my game. But they are able to win this game, guys. I actually didn't stick around for the end. I was watching another like minute, and then I wanted to go play T832 again, the Terminator T32 tank, because I've been playing that quite a bit. It's been trolling me, but I've been enjoying it at the same time. It's not an awful tank, very, very good hold down, very good gun, but I've just been getting in a lot of situations with it that haven't worked for me. But this is the game, guys. We're going to kind of end it here because I do leave within the next 30 seconds or so. But we had a almost 17,000 WN8 out of this game. 4 kills, guys, 2,220 damage, 329 assists up here, and just look at all this damage going on up here, man. It's insane. I'll keep this open for the thumbnail picture, and we're going to take a look at the M plates. I believe I have them open already, and yeah, this was a mastery, guys. 2,220 damage, 13 module damage, 363 assists, 4 kills, and we couldn't even fit it all, you know, on one thing here, right? Like, when you have to scroll down to show more damage that you've done, you've had a pretty good game. I'm certain of it. I am running this thing, by the way, before I forget to go into this, with optics, vents, turbo, and optical calibration, and of course rations, guys. And the crew, you can take a look at the crew real quick up here if you want to pause or whatever while I have it zoomed in. And take a look at this thing, man. Dispersion is not bad. Aiming time is not bad. The gun has negative 15 degrees of gun depression, which is really good, and you're getting about 35% concealment if you're going to run full concealment on this vehicle. I don't run it with low noise exhaust. I'm pretty sure that's an option. I think it's an option at every tier with light tanks. I do like to run the turbo. I was running Bounty Turbo, but I've since put that on a couple of higher tier vehicles. We did have it on the T71 DA for a little while. I think I have 2 Bounty Turbos. But put just regular turbo on this thing, guys, and you need it. I'm telling you, like, if you're gonna play this tank a lot, you're gonna benefit from the turbo. So just put it on, in my opinion. Like, unless you don't mind only going like 50 something kilometers an hour, I think it's like 54 or something, 55. With the turbo, you get close to 60. So, in my opinion, it's much more bearable. And 175 battles in this vehicle, guys. I have a 66% win rate, and we're averaging 930 damage, which to me is just crazy. So let's take a look at the detailed report and the team score, guys, and I'll let you go. The LEF on our team had a fantastic game. AMX ELC played pretty well, but their team just wasn't quite as good. You can see that here, and that's what ended up happening. But we did have to do, along with the LEF, a crap ton of damage here in order to get this W. So I feel like the game was actually pretty balanced. One more thing to note, guys, before I forget, I do run this thing with large repair kit. The large first aid kit is whatever, but I do run it with large repair kit because what I find on this vehicle, the Leopard, some other light tanks tend to lose the engine and the track at the same time. The Covenanter is one of those. The Leopard is another. And I want to say there's like one other one that does it often. The Leopard, I find, does it the most, where you get hit in the track and the engine goes at the same time. So when I get hit in the track, my first instinct is just to go 4-5, because that's how I have it set up. I'm pretty sure a lot of people like to do 4-4, but I've never changed it, and I do it so fast that I've never changed it. So I always run the repair kit here, but I guess some people run it in this slot. But that's my instinct to do that. And when you run small repair kit, obviously you can only repair one module, right, with the small repair kit. So I do that, and then I realize that the engine is fried and I'm toast, and I'm sitting there for like 10 seconds or more, and I can't do anything about it, and I get wrecked. So this is why I recommend you run the large repair kit. I know it's more coin, but on some of these vehicles, you might need it. You might get into that situation where you lose your track and you lose your engine. When you're in the wide open, and you got to repair both of them if you want to get going again and not get wrecked, right? So here's the detailed report, guys. We did lose a crap ton of coin for shooting all the APCRs, but whatever, man. We had an insane game, right? 76 shots fired, 53 hits, 38 pens. Can you imagine if we just hit like another 10 and even penned one more clip, guys? We'd be at like 2,500 damage. So this is what I mean about this vehicle, man. Like, if you can pen most of your shots in a game, like we literally took 76 shots and only penned 38. So We penned half of our shots basically. Um, and can you imagine if we penned 3/4 of them? Like it'd be insane. Like this tank is honestly OP in my opinion. But maybe some people wouldn't think that. Anyway, that's it, guys. Here's the Covenanter for you. Hope you enjoyed. I highly recommend that you check this vehicle out if you've never played it. Hope you learned something from watching this video, and I'll catch you guys for the next one. Take care. Bye bye now.